As night falls on the 5th day of your journey, you wander into the market square of the city named the Jewel of the Free People, as it is ruled by a council of representatives, not a king. A place that offers big opportunities to anyone who has deep pockets or shallow morals, where every day seems to be a carnival. But this evening, the mood was anything but jubilant. The city guard seems worried, torches fill the street, and the heralds shout a curfew amidst the pandemonium. All the passers-by are too uneasy to help you find Thaumagar, and you don't blame them. Their distress is great, and wherever you look, you can see macabre figures dressed in beaked robes and walking by carts that, you realize in horror, are piled with corpses under the rags. Some disease has come over the Umbralians, and with the city overcrowded by refugees from everywhere, it's spread like wildfire. The sweating disease, as the mob has started to call it, is Admiral Lucanor's revenge, he who was injured by the Council of Merchants last year, or so you hear through the grapevine. Dazed by all this madness, you are still trying to cope with everything, when your eyes meet a familiar shape moving over the barricades that have been assembled at the wharf. Those things are here. The disease, the chaos, none of that is a coincidence. The city is under attack. Could the undead king come here? You can't keep yourself from asking. Knowing the danger, you try to warn the guard's commanders, suggesting they use their soldiers to search for any uncommon gathering, any chanting or ritual, anything. But the confusion is too great, and nobody listens. Then, at a nearby pier, you see an old warehouse where the now familiar emerald lights flicker like pulsars, gleaming through the black of night. Like a moth attracted to the flame, you want to chase it, even if that demands fighting your way across a dock cluttered with enemies, certain that it was your decision for the good of the city.
Greetings everyone, and welcome to another round of Canje Plays. How's it going? So today we're going to continue our playthrough of Chronicles of Drunagor. We're getting into chapter 3 of this mission to see how this game plays out, but so far I've been having a good time with it. We'll see if Katarina and Son will continue to have a good time with it as everything plays out as it should. So before I begin, just want to say thank you to my patrons, subscribers, and if you're neither coming in to hang out, thank you and welcome as well. So the rules for this one is going to be darkness spawning rule. So the darkness hunting in this adventure, the darkness will emerge from the darkness spawning points or from darkness already on the board. Place the darkness hunting rune card with face up A at the end of the initiative track. When the initiative mark is reached, you must draw the indicated number of runes, one at a time, place their respective darkness tiles on the board, place the drawn runes on the initiative track, and flip that rune card over. Basically, the darkness will chase the strongest hero that is not already on top of darkness. If all heroes are on top of darkness, skip that spawning, and all heroes take Y non-preventable damage, where Y equals the number of heroes instead, which is what they call crush damage. This effect is applied each time that a rune shown should be drawn, but a tile is not placed, and it's called the crush. Alright, so recall action curse penalty. So if with an unwilling or willing recall, a hero will receive a curse cube as specific rules. The adventurers fail immediately when one of the two things occur. A hero is defeated by receiving 6 curse cubes or 2 trauma cubes that they can hold, or the last rune is drawn from the bag. The adventure ends successfully when a player reads an entry that says, "The adventure ends here." So start the adventure. After you've completed the following setup, read these instructions and any other special instructions on the next page, then you may begin to play. We've got some extra rules here to go through. So during the monster raid, during this adventure, there are creatures everywhere and they might attack at any time. Take the Shadow Vampire miniature, the Shadow Vampire Spawn Scenario monster card. Do not use the Shadow Vampire as a random monster, and place the Monster Raid Scenario card above the end of the initiative track with A face up. When the initiative marker reaches it, you must resolve its effects and then flip that card over. You can see those details on page 18. Special mechanic area control. By using improvised barricades, the heroes can block the monsters' entry points. To do so, they must be adjacent to a rune that they want to block and expend 1 action cube. If they do, remove that rune from the board and place it on the initiative track. Then remove 2 runes of the same color from the bag. They are not placed on the track. Also, the hero gains 1 focus. This counts as a cube action and cannot be taken if there is at least 1 monster adjacent to that rune. Event trigger, the Haunted Warehouse. When a number of runes equal to the number of heroes, which is 2, have been removed from the board at the end of the current hero's turn, read special event, a Captain in Distress on page 18. And here we have our board set up. We've moved things around to make things fit. Of course, you know, the monster health track's going to be a little bit sideways so that I can reach up and get things, and it can fit on the camera for you to see everything. But we've got this massive board set up to play. We've got room 1 that's up there. And remember, once we get at least 2 of these, of the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we'll be able to do the next part, or the special event. We also have our initiative track set up, so there was a random monster draw where you got two gray monster rookies, since it's 2-player, 1 black monster rookie, and 1 white monster fighter. So we have that fully set up here as we got our different monster. That's that black monster that's there. We have the archer. We have the rotting flesh. That is the abomination. And we have the executioner as well as our skeleton archer that's over here. So this is a dead area, so monsters can't just walk through there. You have to kind of go around if they want to get to me, but we'll see how they do with that as this kind of takes its shape. We've got 2 treasure chests over here, 1 here and 1 here as well, for a total of 4. And we've got our spawn points wherever bad things will happen. Now, if you'll notice here, we've got Katarina and Sun. Yes, she's still not painted yet. That's probably going to happen this weekend. So maybe the next video, you'll see her fully painted on the board and ready to go. But 1 gray mini amongst many painted should appease you enough to forgive me my indiscretion. So that is what we're going to have. We have our lovely starting here. So we have Katarina starting with 12 health and our regular cubes. Remember, we upgraded before. She got the black steel blade and she got the ring of precision. So she gets +3 no matter what she rolls on her die. So we'll see what that goes. And then maybe we can get closer to these crits, do a really good set of damage on this stuff, heal ourselves, and see how this all works out. Our other character is going to be Sun, because she is the defender. She gets +3 health, putting her at 13, and she took the bloody axe. Somehow we have to find a way to be able to inflict bleed on things, so this thing can really set itself off. And she took the good quality torch, which has been relit, to add burning to creatures as we go. So that'll be a good time. The monster raid card that's going to be above the end of the board is going to be the scenario card. If there's at least 1 monster on the board, this card has no effect, and you just flip it over. Otherwise, if there are none, manifest a rune and summon the indicated number of minions, using the revealed rune on the board as their spawning point. Then flip this card over. So in 1 to 2 players, which we're playing, it'll just be 1 minion, and then we'll flip this card and see what happens. As you can see, this is placed at the top of the end of the rune track. We also have our draw rune for the shadow chasing us, and everything is set up for our adventure. So let's go ahead and dive in. Remember, at the start of the initiative, it is going to be Sun's turn. Sun is going to take her movement and move 1, 2, 3 for her turn. Then she is going to do a relaxing walk, giving herself 1 focus and moving her 3. She will move here, because I just need to get adjacent to this thing to be able to do what I need to do. And then she will expend 1 cube, so we'll just put this in this expend area, to take care of this rune for area control. So the rules say, by using improvised barricades, the heroes can block the monster's entry points. To do so, they must be adjacent to a rune that they want to block and expend 1 action cube. If they do, remove that rune from the board and place it on the initiative track. So we'll put this on the initiative track. Then remove 2 runes of the same color from the bag. So we take 2 out of the bag, and these are removed from the game. They're not placed on the track. They're just completely removed. So I'll just make a pile over here on this side. So as you can see here, let's put it in here because that's no man's land. So we'll put those two there saying that's removed. We added the one on there, and that was her 2 actions. Also, when she does that, the hero gains a focus. So her focus will go from 1 to 2. That will end Sun's turn, and now it goes to the archer, who needs to move 4 to get to us. Well, we're all the way over here, and it's going to try to take the best path it can to get to us. So we'll have it go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only range 1, so it can't hit me, and that'll be the end of its turn. Then we'll go to this card. There is at least 1 monster on the board, so this will get flipped over to its other side, and that's the end of that. Then we go to the Executioner's turn, who's going to go to the person with the most health, which is Sun, and move 4 in its melee. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's going to attack Sun for 4 damage and inflict bleed and slow if it hits. Sun's going to have to take that bleed and slow because she is going to expend this to prevent 3, which means she's going to take 1 damage, and she will get a case of bleed on her. So she will get 1 bleed and 1 slow on her turn. Well, that wasn't fun. That wasn't very nice. And then it goes to Katarina's turn. Katarina will first move 1, 2, 3 to get here. Then she will use this bull rush to move 3, and one adjacent enemy will suffer 2 magic damage. So she will move just 1 here to get there, and then she will hit that for 2 magic damage, taking it from 12 to 10. Finally, there's only one thing she can be, and that's reckless. She's going to be so reckless. Rolling her die, she gets a +3 because of these 2 things on all her attacks. So let's see how we do. Alright, so she gets 3 attacks. Her first attack is going to be a 19 + 3, which is definitely a hit, and it's higher than... And we'll deal with the 16 on this when we get back, but it's 19. Her next one is a natural 20. Oh my gosh. And her last one is a 19, which is fantastic. What a turn! That monster got seriously devastated. So on Katarina's attack, her black blade steel, let's take a look at it. Her black steel blade says, whenever you roll a 16+, choose the attack gains cleave to or self shield to. So that means she has gotten so many shields that it is insanely amazing. She basically maxed out her shield count from just fighting this monster, because she's not going to use the cleave. She's going to gain 2 shield for the first 19, 2 more shield for the natural 20, and she would gain 2 more, but she could only have up to 4. And remember, these are all hits, so it's going to be 3 for the first, 6 for the second, and 3 for the third, for a total of 12 damage. She came in and she wrecked this guy. So she will gain her 2 shield. She also says that whenever she rolls a 16, she would heal, but she's at full health, which is pretty amazing. This guy's just dead. Let's just take him off the board. She wiped the floor with him. But that was the end of her turn. She did 2 actions and she's done. Next up will be the Rotting Flesh, who is a melee attacker and just moves 3. So he'll just move 1, 2, 3, trying to get over here. And then finally we got this Abomination who just moves 2. So he's trying to get to us. He'll do 1, 2 to come over here, just big lumbering. And then we're going to draw our first rune from the rune bag. So we're going to grab the rune bag, give it a nice little shift up. And I hope I recall that the creators of this game said that they're not done with this game and they'll do more. One of the things I want to say is that these tokens need to be a little bit smaller, because shuffling them up in this bag is probably not ideal. So let's pull the first one. So we've got this symbol is what we got, and we'll flip it over, and it is that weird symbol that's here. So it would spawn on a spawn point, which this is the closest spawn point for it to try to get to our heroes, and the hero with the most health. They're both tied for 12, so it would be whoever we choose it to be, but still, it can't get there even if it places 3, so it will just place itself out as this symbol here, and this will go on the track. So we will grab our symbol, and we place it as best as it can go to get close, which is like that, and that is it. We take this, flip this card over, and then it goes back to Sun's turn. As I was saying, on Sun's turn, she has a bleed, so she'll take 1 damage, and then the bleed will be removed from her. Then she has a slow, so if she wants to move, it will be -2 to her movement. And she will only be able to move 1, then she can get rid of this slow token. Actually, I think I'm going to retcon that. I'm going to say that she is going to remove Curse, so she'll heal 2, cleanse 1 to remove that, so she'll go back up to her full health, and then she'll have her turn. So now she can move, so we'll put her back, and she can move freely about the cabin. So she'll move 1, 2, 3 here. Then the only thing Sun knows how to do is join the fray. So she is going to gain a shield 2 on her board. She'll move 2, and she gets a strike attack. So she will move 2, 1, 2, and then she will attack. Alright, she doesn't get anything for this, so let's just go ahead and roll. She goes an 11, she needed an 8, and that does hit. So this monster is going to take 4 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, going down to 8 health. And that will end Sun's turn. We will then move down the line to the archer, who's really trying to get to us. 1, 2, 3, 4, but still quite not there to get to us. But we're going to have to take care of that archer in due time. After that, we go over to the monster raid card on the B side. Manifest a rune and summon the indicated number of minions using the revealed rune of the board as their spawning point. Then flip this card over. So we need to manifest a rune, the number of minions using the revealed rune on the board as the spawning point. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we draw. So we need to manifest a rune. So we'll pull a rune out of the bag, and we have a red, so it'll be spawning on the red spawn point. And our minion that we're going to be summoning is going to be the Scenario Shadow Vampire minion spawn card. This is just a minion, as you can see, and is scenario specific. It'll have 8 health. It is a melee attacker with a Blood Seeker and Bleed. It has 3 movement and 3 to its attack. So we will manifest on that red a Shadow Vampire. That will go on this turn, so we'll add it there, and let's get our Shadow Vampire spawn there. Alright, we will spawn this adjacent to this spawn point. I will put it here, and its initiative track has been added in the back here, so that is a new one, and then you take that token, put it back in the bag, and give it a good old shuffle. So spawn points, not so good, and we need to spawn 1 more, but let's keep moving. This will flip itself, I believe this flips itself back over. Yep, flip this card back over to here. Then it will go to the Executioner's turn, but he is dead, so he'll be removed from the track. And then it is Katarina's turn. Katarina needs to deal with, we're going to split the party a little bit. Probably not smart, but, you know, who am I to be smart? Let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, so Katarina's here. And then we're going to go ahead and deal with that, that lovely creature there. Well, I'm not going to press my luck. Instead, I'm just going to do a double attack with a +3 modifier for what we have. Alright, let's see how we roll. 13 + 3 is 16, which is a hit, and 10 + 3 is more than enough, so that's 6 damage. So we got 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, taking it to 6 health. Then we will Twin Strike for our attack that's over here with a +3. Alright, let's see how we do. We got a 12 + 3, 15. And a 2 + 3, which is just a 5. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit, but we did hit for 1. So we do 1, 2, 3, taking it down to 3 health. Man, I wish I could hit it one more time. Just one more time. But it is what it is. We did what we could do, but that ends Katarina's turn. It's going to be the Rotting Flesh's turn, which is coming after Sun. And it is actually going to go after the hero with the most health, which is Sun. And so it will attack Sun for 3. Sun has 2 shield on here. Ooh, and Sun ran out. Sun should have done an unwilling recall. Look at me missing stuff. So she has to do an unwilling recall. We'll put that on... We'll put that on this move. Do I want to do that? Let me think about it. Okay, I've thought about it. We're going to put it on balance finding. And then she's going to get attacked for 3. She's going to block 1 here, which will give her an intimidation token. And then she will get attacked again for 3, which she's actually going to... But with that shield block, we are going to use this self key, so we'll gain 1 key, and then we'll also retaliate on that monster 2. So we retaliate on that monster 1, 2. We give ourselves a key point, and it says during your turn, and once per turn, you may discard a key to make 1 attack with 0 on it. So it gives us a little bit more attack. But then this monster attacks twice, so it's attacking again for 3. And we definitely don't want to take that. So we are going to spend this red to prevent all 3 damage. That ends the Rotting Flesh's turn. It's the Abomination's turn, and it is just moving closer and closer. Yeah, we're gonna have to kite that thing for a minute. But that's the end of it. Now we have to draw 2 runes, which I think we're gonna deal with some damage in this one. This is not going to be a pretty good feel on what we're looking at. So let's draw our 2 runes. Our first rune is going to be a green one, and our second rune is going to be another gray one. So the green one was first, and it'll be the symbol, and it's going after... It is going after... They both have 12 health, the same amount of health. It could do 3 to get to her, or it could just hit her straight out, and I don't want it to hit her, so I'm going to have it focus on her breaking itself into 3 to get to its target. So it's going to do 1, 2, 3, hitting Sun for 2 damage. Sun will take 1, 2 damage. Then the next rune will be, that will break itself into 3 to hit Katarina for 2 damage. So you see it will do 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter how it gets to her as long as it gets to her. And hit her for 2. Katarina will take 2 damage going to 10 as well. Then we'll take these and put them on the track as they were. And flip this card. And then it will go back to Sun's turn. Sun, for her first action, she's going to join the fray, which gives her 2 shield and lets her move 2. Her to move is going to be to get off of that thing right there. Now, I think there's a rule for adjacency when it comes to this, but I think that's fiddly and I don't like it, so I house rule I don't do it. So if in my previous videos you're like, well, you're close to it, not on it, and therefore you should, it's because I don't like it. I like, if you're on it, sure. If you're not on it, don't worry about it. It's the same thing with them. If they're on it, sure. If they don't, so I just try to make it as simple as possible. It might not be how you prefer it, but it's how I prefer it. So moving off, and then I get to do an attack. With the Intimidate, though, I'm going to have to remove 1 point of damage from my attack, but that's okay. So I'm going to roll. Let's see how we do. An 8. An 8 is exactly what I needed. So I do hit. So it would be for 4, but it'll be for 3 because of the Intimidate token, taking 1 point off. So this monster will take 1, 2, 3, but we're not done with this monster yet. Then on her next turn, she's going to spend her key point to do a straight up blow uppercut. See if we can Shoryuken this guy. Alright, so we're going to roll and see how we do. 11 is enough to hit for 4. So we kill this monster. It is dead. So we'll take that out of there. And then we are going to bust a move. I could... Ooh, I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to fight this monster. I'm so tempted, because if I can unlock that, maybe I can seal some items. But look at this. This is insane. Also, don't forget, after Sun does an attack on someone, which we did with Join the Fray, or the regular hit, we get to move 2. So the Join the Fray did okay, but this regular hit was also one which lets me move 2 if I want. So I think I'm going to go for broke on this and move 1, 2 as my free movement. Then I'm going to use my Purge the Wicked torch, doing 2 damage and burn 4 on this creature. So that'll be 1, 2 damage and burn 4 on this creature, so on its turn. I think Sun is going to try to have an amazing turn. She took a lot of damage and she's angry about it, so Sun is going to spend the 2 key points to do a body strike on this thing. So it's +3 to hit, +3 to damage, and push. But since it's a large creature, I can't push it, but at least that +3 damage and +3 to hit might be helpful. So let's see how that works. Alright, so let's see how we roll first. 7 + 3, which is 10, which is enough. So +3 damage would be 7 damage on this monster. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, taking it to 6 health. Sun is amazing. Sun is then going to perform her... Well, she hasn't even moved yet, which is great, because she did that attack, and she can move after she does that attack, because it is a regular attack, she can move for 2 as her passive. It didn't say once per turn, it just says abundant steps. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to move here. Sun's just in the flow. And then she is going to do a low kick on this creature, trying to nail it in the head. Trying to hit it for... actually, maybe I should go for the Iron Fist, because she could run away from it potentially. But let's go for the Iron... Ooh, that would be cool to take it out. Potentially the Iron Fist could work. So let's do the Iron Fist. We'll at least get a reroll, and it's +1 damage. Alright, well, this will be interesting. 15! Huh, that works! +1 damage. So Sun hits this creature for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taking it down to 1 damage, and that burn's gonna burn it away! Sun is incredible! And at the end of Sun's turn, it would go to the archer's turn. Well, this archer is also feeling incredible, and it'll take a step back and fire a shot at her, dealing +1 damage. So that is a total of 5 damage incoming. Oof, and it will inflict poison if hit. Well, Katarina has 4 shield to block that, and then she will use this to prevent the last 2, and she will move 2 away. So Katarina will do her 1, 2 down here. I know it might not be ideal, but it's what we're going to go with. Alright, that will end the Skeleton Archer's turn. It will be the Shadow Vampire's turn. It will run up to Katarina and attack her for 3. Going against Bloodseeker, they both have the same amount of health. I'm going to say it's her, and it'll go for 3. Katarina is going to use her blue to prevent all 3 of that damage. So no damage for her. Alright, at the end of that, we come here. So if there is at least 1 monster on the board, this card has no effect. So it's kind of a free turn to flip it over for the next time. And then it is Katarina's turn. So Katarina is going to move 1, 2 here. Because there's not a monster next to the rune, she is going to... Actually, I'm going to pull that move back. I'm going to say she's going to do her Bull Rush to get in that position, deal 2 damage to that Shadow Beast just out the gate, and then she's going to do her Reckless attack for her 2 actions. So she still will move to that locale, and she's going to Reckless on this creature. Alright, so let's take a look at these Reckless attacks. First attack, it's a 4 + 3, which is a 7, and that does hit. Next attack is a 19, which will not only heal her, but give her 2 shields. And a 9, which is +3, which is 12, which is enough. So all 3 hit. This is the reason why we're upping her hit game. So that is 9 damage. It had 8 health, so it is dead. And then Katarina will heal 2, and she will gain 2 shield instead of cleaving. Then she will open that chest, and she has to roll the trap die to see what is there. Alright, let's roll a trap die and see how this goes. She got poisoned. Ugh, poison 2. That's not That's not great. That's not great. She will gain poison 2 on her board, but she does get to take a look at the loot for whatever she found. So let's give this a nice shuffle. Hopefully it'll be something good, like a ranged spell that I could throw at a specific skeleton and kill it. That would be incredible. Let's see what we drew. We drew ourselves a scroll of incineration. Yep! I love it. I love this so much. So I think we're going to hang on to it, though. So we will remove that chest as being searched, and that will end her turn. The rotting flesh, but it is dead. The big old abomination, and at the beginning of its turns, it takes a burn and dies. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye. So it dies, and we will remove its card. And then we draw 1 rune from the rune bag. So there's 1 monster left. Oh, boy. And we got to see about getting the stuff going. So we've got another green one. And this green one is going to be an L-shaped. Well, it's going for the person with the most health, which is Katarina. And it can't reach it with the L, so it's going to break into 3 to try to get there. Alright, so 1, 2, 3 as it tries to spread to get to her. Which is great. Actually, there's a spawn point there that it could, but it's going to branch off and just kind of follow her. Neither one would be able to get to her even with the L shape, and I would just walk around it anyway. So either way you want to slice it, that's just kind of how it lays out. That ends that. We'll flip this card over, and then it's back to Sun's turn. Sun is going to do a walk of 1, 2, 3, and then Sun is going to spend her last cube to, as her first action, to clear this. So this will be cleared. It will get put here, and then we will remove 2 from the bag of that symbol. So we remove 2, put them in no man's land. That is 2 that's been removed. So it says, the event trigger says once that happens, then we deal with what happens next. Alright, it would be at the end of the hero's next turn. So she did her 3, she did that. Sun is then going to do a relaxing walk to move 3 and gain 1 focus. Moving 1, 2 here, and then she's going to try to search that chest. So let's use the trap die and see what we get. Nothing. Sweet. And what she is going to find is going to be another scroll of incinerate. I like this game so far. Sun has used up all her cubes, so she will take an unwilling recall, gaining another curse cube, to which I will put it on this one as well, but because what she's going to do is she's going to do a remove curse on her turn, and she will spend this blue to get rid of this one. Actually, I think she'll spend the blue and get rid of that one. So that is her 2 turns. She is done. Alright, that ends her turn. It is the archer's turn, which the archer is going to just try to get into those zones where it can attack for its best action to shooting for 5. Yay, 5. So Katarina's got to block 5. Well, she's blocking 2 here. Can she prevent 3? No, she can't. So she's about to gain another poison. Oh no! So she will have to... I really wish she had a prevent 3. Yeah, this is not going to be good for her. She prevented only 4, and she can move 2. She will take 1 damage, and she will take another poison. Yuck. Her move 2 will have her move here and here to get to this locale, because she's going to head for that door, hopefully. And we will take this and put it here, just in case. And then it is going to be, there's no shadow vampire spawns, but there's about to be. So we need to reach into the bag to see, and hopefully it's a blue or a gray. It is a green, so it's going to spawn there. So we will get that same shadow vampire coming back. We'll put him here, and this will go back inside the bag. And it will come back with 8 health. Then we will flip this over, and it is Katarina's turn. Well, Katarina's got to take 1, 2, 3 damage just straight up. On her turn, she is going to remove Curse to heal 2. And I believe Cleanse gets rid of everything. I believe. It gets rid of it all. Yes, when it comes to poison, all poison is removed in this way. So she is up to 10. So where she is. And because that was her first action, she has to do an unwilling recall, which will get her... Ooh, I put this on the wrong thing. I put it over here. So let's do the next. And we're going to do the next over here. So there we go. Oh, I almost forgot. We did this whole round without, at the end of her turn, the hit was supposed to happen. So let's do that.
Doing your best, you manage to clear some ground on the docks and hold the assault at bay, creating hurdles in the alleys from where the enemies came. The battle continues all over the port, but at least in this district, you have turned the tide in favor of the defenders. However, you still can't find a pathway to the warehouse, and the fumes from the blazing fires aren't helping. Suddenly, you witness a curious scene. From the lower decks of a ship docked nearby, a man runs onto dry land.
Ahoy, matey! Would you mind giving me a hand?
He yells without even looking at you. You could feel some amusement from this situation, if it wasn't such a tragic one, because right behind him, more and more of those things emerge from the ship's sides, something you've never seen before. You wouldn't even have noticed it if not for a small detail that caught your attention. On the other side of the vessel, slightly sunk into the reef, rests the entrance you were looking for.
Okay, so I have added on the next set that came up from that story for this piece. 2 monsters would have spawned after Sun's turn, so I have to go in order. The other one is an archer that spawned and an executioner. So the other archer would have attacked Sun, moved 1, 2, and then attacked Sun for 4. Sun would have used her 2 shield, and then she would have... Actually, Sun would have... prevented that 4, and we forgot to remove the treasure chest that she searched, but she would have prevented that 4 and jump 3. So she will 1, 2, 3. Then the executioner would have moved 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and would have attacked her for a -2. Well, she has +2. It just attacks for 4. So it really doesn't help. She just has that 4 to deal with. So she'll do 2 here. And then she will spend this one here to block the other 2 for a total of 4. So she'll block all that damage. Alright, we fixed it. We fixed it. Now it's Katarina's turn. But we fixed it. Katarina is going to move 1, 2, 3 and open this door to see what's inside.
The clash for the Umbralian Wharf is ruthless. Enemies came from everywhere, houses in flames, poorly lit alleys, even rising from the tides. Nowhere seems to be safe. But you find a tavern where some citizens have taken shelter, and soldiers pause to catch their breath. A true haven. Among the occupants, you see one who, smiling more than he should, catches your attention.
Hey, you! Adventuring type with the silly face. Come here. The neighborhood's friend, Master Alessio, has an offer just for you.
Alright, this one has an interaction token and a chest. It's a special rule, it's hide and seek. By expending 1 action cube while adjacent to this door, as shown in the first setup, a hero can close it again. This is considered a cube action. If they do so, put this door back in its frame. As long as it remains closed, all monsters that are outside of the map treat all heroes inside as if they were not revealed. They cannot see them, and therefore they won't choose them as targets. If a hero inside map C10F targets a monster outside of it with any attack, skill, or effect while this door is closed, and only while it's closed, remove it from the map and it can never be closed again. So we've updated the map in the new area with the interaction token and the cube. And I hope this is the state of the map right now, because this is a lot. So I moved 3. That's what I did on my turn. I believe Katarina is going to do another move. So she's going to... it doesn't matter which way I use it, whether it's a bull rush or a strength 1, but we're going to move 3. So she is going to move 1, 2, 3 and interact with this token, flipping it down once. We have on here, we can try to steal from the table. We can tell Alessio to get away, he's not safe here. We can ask for anything he can give you in good faith. We can scold Alessio, he should be fighting, or we can ask for an equipment trade. Well, I'll tell you what, Katarina's a barbarian. She doesn't fall for this foolishness. So we are going to we're going to try to force So we're going to try to force Alessio to give you equipment, the bottom one at 31. We are going to definitely try to do that, because that's just kind of what we need to do.
Tired of those smiles and all the small talk, you demand that Alessio give you one of his gifts, knowing that you are acting for the sake of the greater good, and the fight for Umbral can't wait.
So it says, make a Wisdom Blue skill challenge, difficulty 13. Each Wisdom cube you have is +2. If you follow the path of strength, she does as a barbarian, this challenge is considered successful without the need to roll.
Completely cowed, Alessio looks around, trying to catch someone's eye, someone who could save him. But nobody seems to pay any attention to either of you.
Oh, sure, my friend. Come, take anything you want. For the sake of Umbra, it is my duty as a citizen to protect the city.
He says, calming you down, offering one of his possessions.
I love it. Draw 3 cards from the equipment level 1 deck, choose 1 to keep, and return the other cards to the deck. Yes! Alright, my drawn 3. I got a Pack Blade, so your spell attacks, magical attacks gain +1 bonus damage. I got a Lesser Symbol of Light, passive, your heals gain +1 bonus. And I got Padded Leather. Oh, well, I know which one I'm taking. I'm taking the Padded Leather. These will get shuffled back into that level 1 equipment deck, and we will take this lovely Padded Leather, replacing our regular leather. So instead of prevent 2, we're preventing 4 now. Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered a thing. I have to meet an encumbrancer just this evening. By heavens, I need to meet him. What will become of me if those things get to him before me?
In this way, bidding farewell with a lame excuse, Master Alessio gathers his stuff and leaves, hobbling to the back door.
If this was the first interaction, which it was, remove the token and gain 2 focus. So as you can see, it was the first interaction. We won't get another. He runs off like a little coward. But he will give us 2 focus to Katarina. So she got her 2 focus on there. So it was her move. She did a move 3, which had her do her recall. No, she did a regular 3, which had her do her recall. And now she has 1 more action. And I believe that action, she is going to use this red one to heal 2, going up to 12. And she will cleanse off this, getting rid of that one. That's a good turn for Katarina. At the end of the round, we got to draw 2 from the bag and see what the bag says we have to deal with. So, first one is a blue. Second one is a blue. So, symbols on the first one is a straight line. So I believe it comes from the spawn points, or it doesn't stretch from this. They try to find those little spawn points to get at us, so it doesn't chasing us around the border we have free. It's trying to make hard use of time. But it can't get to me even if it breaks into 3, and it will have to break into 3 at that spawn point. So it will do its 1, 2, 3 to get there, and that's the best that it can do. And then the second one will definitely reach me. So it will just place itself 1 here, and I will take 2 damage. So Katarina will take, she just healed that, but she'll take 2 damage. Then we will flip this card over and go back to Sun's turn. Well, everyone knows Sun does things well, like joining the fray, giving herself a 2 shield, move 2, and attack. So she is going to move 2, 1, 2, and then she's going to attack. She gets a +2 because she's got the high ground. Alright, so +2. 19, 20, 21. So more than enough to hit for 4 damage. She will do 1, 2, 3, 4 to the skeleton. Then she is going to try to low kick to knock it down. It's +3 to the hit, +2 for being up, so that's +5 to this roll. Alright, let's see how she does. Natural 20! Woo! That is amazing! That skeleton has only 8 health left, and I hit it for 8 and it just obliterated it. Oh my gosh. That worked out better than I thought! And after she fights, she gets to move 2. So she will move 1. Actually, she'll stay up top here. She's not gonna move. She's got some good advantage there. Woo, that was amazing. Get me some Ric Flair woos. Alright, that ends her turn, and an amazing turn it was. It is the Skeleton Archer's turn, so he will move 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's as far as he can get. The other one is dead. So then we'll go to the Shadow Minion, who will move towards the person with the most health. They are both equally tied. So I'll have it come after Sun, and it will go 1, 2, 3 here. Since they're tied, that's what I'm going to choose to do. And that will end his turn. If there's at least 1 monster on the board, we flip this card over. And then we go down to the Executioner, who is going to come and attack Sun for 4. Well, Sun has to do an unwilling recall because she used all her dice, which free stuff back up. And she will put it on there, and then she will spend this to prevent 4 to do her jump self as she prevents 4 to flip over this monster. Sun does her, no you don't, and flips over this way on this side, flipping out of the way of that monster. Then we go to, it is Katarina's turn. Katarina's going to move, and she's going to loot that while moving. So 1, loot it, 2, 3. So let's see what's in there, and we have to roll the trap die. So let's see what we got. A slow. That's unfortunate. So she will gain a slow token on her board. And then she will get a potion of fortitude. Discard. Remove a trauma cube from your board. Ooh, if I gain a trauma cube, I can drink that and get rid of it. Sad times for her, though, because that 1 move would have put her there with the trap shutting down the other 2. And so, therefore, she could not move any further. She will spend 1 of these to move 3. So she will move 1, 2, 3. And then she will twin strike, and hopefully to see if she can roll something to heal a little bit. Alright, 2 strikes. Let's see what we got. First strike, 14 plus 3, so that's 17. And 5 plus 3, which is 8. So it works. Both hit. So that monster was the green one. It would die on the first strike, so that archer is dead. And because the first one was enough for her to say, whenever I roll a 16, not add modifiers, I have to roll a natural for that to happen. So it wasn't enough, sadly, but that'll work. Alright, we remove this treasure chest because that's now gone. She's moved. She's Well, she did her move, and then she did her attack, so she is done. That is the end of her turn. We are going to draw a rune this time and see where that nasty little stuff is going to try to get us. So it's just one rune, another green. Jeez. So all I'm drawing is greens. Zigzag, well, I'm going to let it come. They both have the same health, but I'm going to let it come after her. So we're going to have to break that down into 3, and it's just going to be, actually you can spawn here, 1, 2, 3 to get her. And it did get her from that spawn point, taking her down by 2 to 8. Oof. Okay, then we flip this card, and it goes back to Sun's turn. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sun's first turn is what Sun does best, man. That's what she does best, but yes, that is what she's going to do. She's going to join the fray. So joining the fray will give her her second shield token, just in case she needs it. She's going to move, just right here, staying high, and she's going to roll with a +2 to whatever this is. So let's see how she does on the roll and see how we do. We got a natural 1. Wah, wah. Natural 1 makes us lose one of these, and that did not work. So let's go with the Iron Fist to see if we can take care of that problem. All right, let's roll and see what we get. An 11, which is enough to hit. All right, well, that's +1 damage on that, so that would be 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So that's how it goes. All right, well, that ends her turn, unfortunately. Skeleton Archer, they're both dead, so they are removed. Shadow Spawn, so she has the most health now, so 1, 2, 3 for Bloodseeker. Sorry, Bloodseeker targets the weakest hero. 1, 2, so it would turn around in 1, 2, 3. It is too far away, and it's a melee creature, so it's coming for her, for Katarina now. Then we go to the monster raid. Yep, this is just a straight up. Another one of those might show up on the board. Let's see where they're showing up from. A blue, but blue has already been shut down, so nothing happens this round. Thank goodness. And we flip this card. Then we go to the Executioner's turn, who's going to attack Sun for 4. Sun says, no thank you, and blocks all that 4. Then the Executioner's turn is done. It is Katarina's turn. Katarina is going to move 1, 2, 3 to move there. And then Katarina doesn't have... She can spend the move to move again. So she'll move 1, 2 here. She'll have to do an unwilling recall. So she'll put this on her retaliate. And then for this crazy creature, she is going straight up reckless on it with a +3. Alright, let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. We've got a natural 20. It's 1. A 7 +3 is 2. That hits. An 11 +3, so all 3 hit. The natural 20 on that creature is 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the other one hits 1, 2, which kills it. And because I critted on that, I heal. So I will heal for 2 on the crit, and I will gain 2 shield on the crit. Oh, that was fun. Okay, that worked out well for me. Okay, yep, that is her turn. That was a good turn. Good turn, Katarina. Good turn. At the end of Katarina's turn, we gotta draw 2 runes from the rune bag. See how we do. See if I'm gonna lose 2 more health. First one's gonna be a red. Second one's going to be a yellow. So the red one is going to be that, and it will spawn to the person with... Oh, no. Actually, they have equal health. They have equal health. It's going to come from there. And it can't hit her even if you split it into 3. So it actually is going to just be what it is. So that'll be on the red. And then the orange one is just an L-shaped one. And that L shape can sure enough get to her. So that will slap it right on her, taking off 2 health. So she will, that lovely 2 that she healed is coming off again. Then we flip this, and it's back to Sun's turn. Okay, we gotta move, people. We gotta move. We gotta move it. So this time Sun is... I really would love to kill that creature and interact with that token. But we might spawn a monster. But you know what? It's worth the risk. So I'm going to go... Sun is going to go for a attack on this. Sun is going to use Force Strike, +5 to hit, +1 damage. Alright, well, let's see how Sun does with this. Natural 20! What is happening? What is happening? Oh my god! And after Sun kills something, she gets to move. So she'll move, interact with this, and then she'll move again. So let's see what this interaction's about. Looks like we've got some interactions here. We've got request that he help you in the fight, ask if he knows Admiral Lucanor, ask if he knows Tharmagar the Sage, ask him what's in the warehouse, tell him to get away, you got this, request that he give you supplies. I'm going to ask him what's in the warehouse.
Wanting to know what you would find up ahead, you ask the captain if he knows what is stored in the warehouse you're trying to reach.
That ramshackle shanty. It's a cover for them smugglers. And now it seems they started to mess with fireworks. Watch your step when you're there, matey. That place be falling apart.
The captain answers, leaving you even more assured of your suspicions.
You gain 2 focus and write down watch your step status. Statuses are removed during the next camp phase on the campaign log. So we got the watch your step status. Sun will gain 2 focus. She has to do an unwilling recall, gaining her 3rd cube of terribleness, which we'll put here because her next action is actually going to be to she is going to, where is it? This heal 2, and she will remove one of these. Then Sun still has her movement, so she did that. So she's going to do 1, 2, and then she will open that door for 3.
At last, you fight your way through the hordes and get to the warehouse. There, set in a corner at the back, is a lavishly adorned black ark from which emerge the emerald lights that gleam all over the night. And all that energy demands its tithe. The wooden structure is brittle, as if ages had passed in hours. The air is thick, and an unexplainable unease sticks to you just because you're there. You don't know what to do, but somehow you guess the answer is under the ark's lid.
Okay, this card is going to spawn a commander. And it's CP 2+, and just 1 chest. We're not playing with 3 characters, so it's just the commander that's going to show up. Event trigger, watch your step. When this door is open right after completing its setup, go to interaction 041. The hero who opened the door is responsible for the interaction. Event trigger, Dead Man's Chest. When the commander is defeated, read Special Event, A Curse in Disguise on page 18, even if there are other monsters on the map. Alright, this one doesn't seem to have any audio for it, so I'll read it for you. As soon as you put a foot on the plank in front of the door, you hear a loud crack and feel a chill running down your spine, while the ground around you starts to collapse. First, replace map B6 F that you just placed on the board with map B4F Spike Terrain. So we replace it with these lovely spikes that just dropped out here, which, fun. That's fun. That's fun looking. Cool. Then, make an agility green skill challenge of difficulty 13. Each agile cube you have gives you +2 to your roll. If any hero has the watch your step status on the campaign log, which we do, this challenge is considered successful without the need for a roll. Watch your step worked. Alright. Even distracted, you managed to anticipate the mess of broken wood, planks, and splinters that would swallow you up and leave you in a bad position otherwise. As it happens, the shock even helps sharpen your senses. You gain 2 focus, then place your hero in a square of your choice on one of the edges of map C6. I think they meant C4, not C6, so I think the numbers are wrong here. Of map C6F that is adjacent to map B4. Your move action, your current move action or move effect, if any, ends. Okay, I know we haven't spawned the commander yet. I'm just trying to get all this stuff out. So it puts us on any one of these spaces that we want to. I'm going to put myself over here. And my movement would end. Because she was also good, it'll just spin that over there. Our commander that is going to be summoned is Commander Archon, the Fallen Priest. So he's immune to stealth, and I think that's a weaken, but it looks like strengthen. I don't know. He will appear here at his turn. He's a melee character. He'll have, so it says 8 plus basically what's on there, which is 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10. So he'll have 10 on there. And it will be times the number of players. So 1 times the CP, which is his health, 8 times the number of players. So it's supposed to be how they try to calculate this is they said their example is the instruction that summons a commander will be written like this: 1 times commander with CP number plus P, meaning that the CP will be 1 plus your party size. 1 times your party size. In this one, it's saying 1 commander CP 2 plus party size. So to me, the example says there are 3 players in your party, and the setup says 1 commander with CP 2 plus, which is kind of what we have. The CP in this case will be 5, 2 plus 3. So it'll be, so then the CP in this case for me will be 2 plus 2, which is 4. Taking a commander with 8 health as an example, it would have 40 health in total, which would be 8 times 5, which is 40. So this will be 8 times 4, which is 32. So he will have 32 health instead of 40. My math is not that horrible. So he'll have 32 health that we'll be taking him on. He attacks for 5. He hits, so it's Reckoner, Fatigue X, and Knockdown. And that X in movement will be how many are at the symbol that he's on. When you do grab the commander attack deck, and you draw commander cards equal to the number of players. So I've drawn 2 from that deck here, and he is going to have Rend Flesh. So this will be on the red at the bottom. This will say this attack targets the strongest hero that is adjacent to the commander, if any, dealing X damage and bleed X to it. So anyone who's near to him, he'll be able to do. The other one I got is Poison Sting. This attack targets the strongest hero within range 1 of the commander, dealing X damage and poison X to it. So when they talk about X damage and poison X, this one is green up, this one is red down, and the commander goes basically here with the rest of these things. So this one will deal, it'll say X is the number of tokens on here, so there's 3 tokens, so therefore it would be 3 damage, and if it hits, it would hit with 3 poison, which is pretty awful. Pretty awful. Alright, well, we set his health at 32. These ones are dead, and let's not try to act like they're coming back. The only one that could come back is this creature. So we're going to pull their initiative off the board, because this seems to be the boss fight. This seems to be the big boss fight. So Sun still has a turn, because all she did 1 attack, she moved, interacted, and then she did an attack. Because of the attack, she did her move, then she moved, and she was able to save herself. So now she does have 1 attack left. And we all know by now what this attack is going to be. It's going to be that Into the Fray, and she is going to gain her 2 shields and get to work. So Sun is going to do her move 1, 2, and then she is going to attack to try to hit this creature and see if we can do anything. All right, Sun is going to roll and try her best. We got a 4. That is not her best. That's a straight up miss. Well, you know what? We're not done yet. Sun is going to do a body strike using 2 of her focus points to attack for a +3 and see what she gets. 6 plus 3 is 9, which will hit. So this attack does +3 damage, so it's a total of 7 damage. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, taking this monster to 25 health and ending Sun's turn. Alright, then we move this off, and the monster will attack. So it attacks the strongest hero within range. So Sun is the strongest hero within range. So it will attack her for 3 and try to poison her for 3. Sun will full out straight up prevent 3 damage and not take any of it. Alright, so that ends that. There is no shadow demons. Now it is the creature's turn, unfortunately, and it has a couple keywords. Well, that just means it's attacking Sun. That's what that means. And it's attacking for 5 to hit Sun. Well, Sun is going to spend that 2 here, and she is going to backflip to prevent the rest of it, just burning it all for that damage. So she gets that move, so she'll move here and here. You see me setting up something, don't you? Then at the end of the turn, it says if there is at least 1 monster on the board, there's the boss. So that is a monster we will flip. And then we go to Katarina's turn. Well, in Katarina's turn, she's just going to do, she's all about the movement. All about that movement, no trouble. Oh, and before I forget, Sun would have done this. So I'm going to retcon say Sun did her Scroll of Incinerate on this creature, dealing 2 more damage, and it's not immune to fire, so it would take a burn 4. And on its turn, because we'll put the burn 4 on it, on its turn it would have taken 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then flipped one of these. And then this would have been discarded. Alright, so Katarina is going to move 1, 2, 3. Then she will spend a token to clear this. we are done with this stuff. We don't want to pull any more of these summoning things. So she's going to clear this. So this will get put on the board, and then we'll reach in the bag and remove 2 from the bag. Just totally getting them completely out of the way so we don't ever have to look at their stupid faces ever again. Alright, so we cleared that. Then she will spend a blue to move 3. She'll spend her red to move 3. So she will move 1, 2, taking 2 damage, 3 being right there. So she'll have to take 2 more damage going down to 6. And that's going to end her turn. Then it's the Rend. This attack targets the strongest hero that is adjacent to the commander. If any, deal 1 damage and try to bleed. Well, we just have to block 1, which we will. And then we don't gain that bleed, but we are going to gain our 3rd token of unfortunate things, which will be, I'll put on that passive because I don't think we need that one anymore. Then we draw a rune from the rune bag and deal with its outcome. So 1 rune, which is a blue rune, which is going to stretch here. It won't hit. She's already in, so it would aim for Sun. It won't hit Sun, however, but we get to place it anyway. We have to place it. We get to, you know. You got to turn those got tos into get tos. And it will move here. And that will end that round. Flip this. It is Sun's turn, and it's time for her to party. We know the first thing Sun is going to do is join that stinking fray. She is going to gain her 2. If she's got to take this creature out by herself, that's what she's going to do, and she's going to attack it. Alright, well, we're going to try and see what happens. We roll a 9, which is enough. We hit for 4. So we hit this creature for 1, 2, 3, 4, taking it down to 15 health. We're not done yet. We are going to... I wonder if I should do my +5, get +1 damage to do 5 damage. Let's do it. Let's do it. We get our +5 to hit. That is a 17, people. That is a 17, which is good enough for me. So that's plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knocking it down to 10 health. Oh, we are not done yet, my friend. We are burning that other key point to strike for a plus 3. And push! Alright, let's see. What do we roll? No! It's the worst thing that we can roll! Oh my gosh! That destroyed my plans. I should have had the re-roll. Well, you win some, you lose some, so I will lose a cube for that natural 1. That's unfortunate. Nice try, son, but that was unfortunate. Alright, well, we almost had a really great plan. This is going to try to poison Sun for 3. It will be hit her for 3, yes, and if she's... deal 3 damage and poison 3 to it. So we're going to deal the 3 damage. And if we block it, we're good. Right? Yeah. Sun is going to block all of it. Yeah. She's going to block all of it. Block 4. Oh, that sucked. Okay, no creatures. This creature's going to attack her Sun for... Oh, boy. This creature's going to attack Sun for fatigue and a knockdown for 5. Sun is going to spend the 2 plus the 3 to block all 5. Unfortunately, that's an unwilling recall, putting her at 4 cubes. Boy. That was unfortunate. I'm going to put it on that one. Yeah, I'm going to put it on that one. And this is gone. Then we come here, where we have to draw to see if another monster is going to spawn. That would have been so epic. Oh, and it would have taken the 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I remember. So it's getting closer, but so am I. Then we pull, and it's red. There is a red one there, unfortunately. So we are going to get this creature coming back in this area here. 2, 3, 8 health. So red does spawn. Okay, flip this card over, and then it's Katarina's turn. So Katarina is going to do a lot of movement. 1, 2, 3. She will move 3. So she will move 1, 2, 3. And she will have to take that bleed 2, unfortunately. So she'll gain a bleed 2 because she stepped on the pit. Her last action is she's going to move again. She'll move 1, 2, 3 right there. And that'll end her turn. So targets the strongest hero, which is Sun. And it's going to try to, let's see, deal 1 damage to Sun. Sun will prevent that 1 damage with this blue. So no damage, no bleed. Then we're going to draw 2 runes from the bag. That just destroyed my... Like, that push would have been epic. It would have been so epic. I'm so sad. First one's a gray. Second one's a red. So the gray one, that can definitely get the Sun. So she will get hit for those as it breaks into 2. Actually, it'll break into 3 and hit us both. So it'll break into 2. It hits her. It's not going to target us now. But it was just trying to get to her to hit her for 2. And that 2 will take her to 10. Then the second one is going to be an L, but it just needs to break into 1, as per the rules, to hit her for -2. And that would take her down to 4. And once again, I keep forgetting it's at the end of Katarina's turn. She would have done this as well, to hit it for 2, and then inflict back that burn 4. We don't need that going off anytime soon. So she would have done that. Then we flip this, go back to Sun's turn, and it is Sun's turn. Sun only knows how to do one thing, people, and that's join the fray. So Sun is going to join the fray. She will gain her 2 shield, and she's going to hit that creature. She's going to move first because she doesn't want to get that -2. So she is going to move here off of the burn and then try to hit this creature for just a straight up attack. Alright, let's do it. See how we do. 13 is a hit, and that is 4 damage. So that's 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think we got this. I think we got this. So finally, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this red to heal 2 and cleanse 1 off of here just in case things are wonky. And that will end her turn. So it will go here. She'll try to inflict 3 on you. Sun is going to prevent 4 to not deal with any of it. Then it is the shadow creature's turn, and it will move 1, 2, 3. Then it is the commander's turn, and at the beginning of its turn, it bakes to death with flame and fury. Yes! Ha ha ha!
As the Commander of Darkness falls, your attention turns back to the enormous black ark. The emerald light was still there, contained as a shy glow, echoing below the loosened lid. You don't hear any dirge now, yet a curious buzzing perseveres in your ears, and your gut twists more and more each step you take towards the strange piece of furniture. Even if gazing at the ark is somewhat nauseating, you feel irredeemably compelled to do it. The wooden planks creak and scream as you walk over them, and you sense this place isn't safe. The building was already weak by itself, but you suspect that the power that unnerves you also undermines the wood that forms the beams of the shed. Nevertheless, and even though it probably houses an evil artifact, you cannot help yourself from wanting to reach for the ark and open it. A lonely drop of sweat rolls down your forehead while you ponder one of the most important decisions you will make in your entire life, totally clueless about what the consequences might be.
Alright, it says, open the book of interactions to page 11. As a group, you and your partner must choose one option and proceed to its resolution. In case of a split decision, the party leader has to decide. These are our options: destroy the ark and whatever is inside, or open the ark and inspect its contents. I've seen this movie, and we're going to destroy the ark and whatever is inside.
Deducing that it would be better to destroy it, no matter what it is, you prepare yourself to deliver the first blow. A sudden flash of tetric, verdant light, though, erupts through the cracks in the lid, totally engulfing your view for a moment. As soon as you regain your sight, you glance at the well-guarded treasure, a cube made of 6 chrome tablets, perfectly assembled. The gleam makes it clear and distinct. Its core, you discern, burns like a shy ember, but without any trace of warmth flowing from it, instead being cold to the touch.
The party leader takes the Seed of Darkness card from the adventure deck and uses its front side. A Seed of Darkness cannot be flipped by cosmic gems. If any hero has the humbled or unbroken outcomes on their campaign log, they must erase them, and the party leader writes down the adamant outcome on their campaign log. Outcomes remain in effect for the entire campaign unless some other effect changes them. Then read, end of adventure, you better run. We have the Seed of Darkness. So this says bright, but it doesn't say in the campaign. It just says the party leader takes the Seed of Darkness card and places it in the front side. Oh, it says back. I see this is front. This is where we are. So it says front here. So Seed of Darkness dim. So it says +2 to health. Your health pool is increased by 2. You take no damage from darkness. All monsters consider you their primary target. Weakest, strongest, most tired, and so on. Well, Sun is the party leader, and so this is a trinket that has to take over for this, which will get put in the shop because I'm not giving up that ring. So it's a great item, but unfortunately it's going to be something that's going to have to be stowed.
The noise of wood snapping and breaking echoes around you. That burst of light damaged the warehouse structure for good. Certain of what will happen next, and driven by an unknown willpower, you grab the cube. The following moments prove themselves the most terrifying this night so far. Pieces of wood and lumber fly everywhere, below and above, and you could swear that you'd be buried, pressed against the sharp, pointed reef. You run as if your life depends on it, and it really does. And without looking back, you go fast as lightning through the first window that you see. You dive deep into tides corrupted by death and darkness, while the building collapses in a cacophonous symphony ringing across the wharf. Dragged by the waves to some shorebreak 100 yards away, you almost feel grateful when you realize that you are, surprisingly, facing a seaside keep from which a strong alchemical scent flows warmly, cutting through the cold air. Almost.
This is an amazing story. The adventure ends here. You may not proceed to the camp phase and read after the adventure meetings and mismatches, which will be the next one we'll look at in a second. During the camp phase, it says remove all condition tokens. So that bleed token, thank goodness, is gone. Resource token, so we lose our key and our shields. That key buildup was just incredible for this fight. Remove all curse cubes and trauma cubes, so we'll get rid of all of those from our heroes. And then recover all health. Well, now Sun's health goes from 13 up to 15 health. And Katarina goes back to her 12. So recover all health, remove all action cubes. So basically all of our action cubes come back to us easily enough. Then erase all stats from your campaign log. Orders and outcomes must not be erased. Receive the award described in the adventure book and stash. So the only thing that we can stash on here is going to be that lovely thing, because we have a trinket that's what we got. So that is the camp phase. All right, let's check out the rest of the story.
Near a fireplace, rolled in a blanket, you turn yourself again and again, trying to avoid the cold. Or something. Your host is the sage Thaumagar. Luck brought you to his workshop. Introductions made. You all now share a kettle filled with the best infusions from Hearth, land of the little ones.
Valarai, the High Priest really doesn't know what to do.
Thaumagar replies after hearing of your mission.
I have rummaged through the most obscure tomes in the Library of the Stars, and I'm certain the answers they seek aren't there. The doctrine of the setting sun did its work well in the past.
He adds with an indignant tone, inviting you to agree, but you don't have a clue what he's talking about. The sage is tall, grisly, and with Amaranian features, he could easily pass for someone's grandfather. Although he is old, he seems healthy and proud, maybe a little anxious. You suspect that constantly handling alchemy stuff could have something to do with his frantic attitude, but he shows certainty and erudition when speaking.
Ignispira, we need to go there.
He presses you, brushing aside your natural inquiry about the destination.
Of all the people who've preserved the true story, they are the closest. This isn't the first time we have faced the enemy, my fellow. The problem is that we chose to forget.
You argue and protest as best you can, but convincing Thaumagar is impossible. And mentioning your previous encounter with the undead king just worsens it. Understanding that the worrying and urgency of the sage will make him unmovable, you offer a bargain. Visit the draconian town first, then Valarai. The night will be long and full of rhetoric and eloquence exercises. Although you talk about everyone and everything, you don't say a word of the mysterious cube you just found, and you don't know why.
Alright, if any hero has a curious job outcome, we do not. So that gets skipped. The hero who has the golden locket discards it, but we don't have that either. So this is gone. I would love to get this. Whenever that hero rolls a 1 on a d20, they score a critical hit instead of a critical failure and gain focus 2. Are you kidding me? Why don't I have this locket? Yeah, I don't have a curious job. So, rewards. Each player chooses and unlocks a class ability for their hero. And then we have our first side quest. If you have Ruins of Lucanor Adventure Pack, you can play it now or just go straight to Chapter 4. Alright, so Sun, her class ability is going to be her level 1 Inner Balance. You always hit when you roll a 1 on a d20. Yes, because that will get me to play more of my crit 16 stuff. Because no. And then for Katarina, we're going to take Constitution to raise our Constitution up to 3, which will actually put her health now fully up to 15. She and Sun are dead set on 15 health total. So those are going to be her 2 class abilities. The 2 class abilities that are Endurance and Balance. And that is going to be all for this playthrough. So this was a lot of fun. I like this one a lot more. It didn't feel as long as it could have. However, like going up here to kind of see what's over there and then coming over here to fight the last monster, I didn't get 3 of the chests that were there, but that's okay. It is what it is. We still made out pretty decently for this fight. So I'd say we're good overall. Now, it's up to you all. If you're still interested and you're still watching, you're still enjoying this playthrough. Do you want me to go to the Ruins of Lucanor Adventure Pack and do that adventure, or do you want me to do move on to Chapter 4? You tell me in the comments, and I will do what you tell me to do. So that's going to be all. But thank you so much for joining me for this playthrough. I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.